Hi, my name's Erica.
And I'm Kevin.
Welcome to Accio Whip.
Mexico edition.
We're at home, but yeah.
Yeah, we're home, but
As you can tell. We can skip that part.
I'll try to cut some of that out there.
So, what did we do this week, Kevin?
So,
wow,
that's like...
I was trying to contribute to this Flosstube
I felt
rather
like
than just being so
I was
the beauty.
total flashback to kindergarten there. So, Kevin, what did you do this weekend? Anyway, we're back from Mexico.
We went on a cruise.
Yep. 7-day cruise down into Mexico to Puerto Vallarta. Vallarta. Oh, no,
I don't know.
PV. And then to
Mazatlan,
and then to Cabo San
Lucas.
Lucas.
Yep.
And it was great.
We were on Holland America, which is
An older crew.
a very much older crew.
Yep. So you got to watch your toes. Be prepared.
Your toes, your knees, your ankles.
Yeah, be prepared to take the stairs because there's no way you're going to get on an elevator. But all in all, great trip, very relaxing.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Got to do some stitching on the deck of our room
Cabin. Get it
Put
right.
a little picture here, which was a pre-shot to one of the challenge groups I'm in. I'm like, hey, look at my stitching spot for the day. But yeah, we're back. Good food, good tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to do.
Walked a lot.
Walked a lot. I think
Yeah.
the first full day on the ship was a sea day, and I did over 20 flights of stairs because there's no way to get on an elevator, like I said, with all the little scooters and walkers and canes.
Yeah.
Good luck getting on an elevator. If you could walk without any of the attachments, you're taking the stairs.
I mean, there was elevators. They just were.
They were packed.
Full.
Yeah, they were packed.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get on. We'll talk about our siesta. Ooh, hey, look at that. A little bit later. So let's just get into our stitching, and if you want to hear about our cruise, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll probably throw in a few pictures too at the end. So just because.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have way more whips.
I have quite a few whips
to show than I do, and we haven't talked about the number of whips, so I have no clue.
I can't count, so it doesn't matter. We've already learned that I can't count. You know, being a bookkeeper. Anyway.
Well, kick it off, my dear.
I will show what I was just stitching about 2 minutes ago. Well, 5 minutes ago since we started. Oh, yes. Well, here's where it was before, and here's what it is. Actually, it's called Welcome Campers by Witchy Stitcher. And here's where it was before. See, I'm
There you go.
I'm trying.
Get back in the swing of things.
So not doing very good. And here's where it is now.
Hey, you're almost done.
Yep. This is one that I wanted to get done this year, and I am so close.
This is when our daughter started.
Yes, she started this, and she realized she didn't have the
Patience.
Or
the skin.
The skin, yeah.
She has very acidic skin, I guess you would say, and would tarnish the needle instantly.
And so she's trying to pull it through and just going, ugh. Anyway, so she gave it to me.
Yep. Even though we said, hey, there's these other needles that you can use and stuff, she was done, unfortunately. But
yeah, I mean, she might try it again later. But
yeah.
For now, she's done. I mean, she's only 19.
19? And I'm like counting with my fingers here and my toes. I'm almost out of fingers and toes.
Yeah, you are. Almost.
Almost.
And then my next one is Winter White Santa. This one I'm going to get done by the end of this year. I am off track, but I will get back on.
She's pushing it.
Here's where it was before. And here's where it is now.
Let me hold this up.
No,
you got the...
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going pretty much from the top down, and so I did a lot more in that tree and some other stuff. I don't know where I go. So there's that one. Let me do one more, and then you can do one. The next one is The Vanishing Isle by Autumn Lane Stitchery.
Oh, the turtles.
Yep. This is the one that I started in Hawaii, and when I went with my girlfriends. Here's where it is before. And here's where it is now.
Ooh, you're doing that on linen.
I did this as I said I started this in Hawaii and didn't really count on how much fabric I had. I knew it was kind of skinny, but I didn't realize it was that skinny. But anyway, because I start from the top down, and so I couldn't have figured out how to count over that far. Anyway, I probably should have started from the bottom up. But so that's where it is. I don't know if this is one that I was planning on getting done this year or not, but actually I think I have more on there than I think I do. So, all right, I will allow you to do one.
You will allow me to do one. Yes, Your Majesty. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was stitching on this when we were actually recorded the last episode. And it was a new start for the magazine monthly challenge for March. The acrostic was Sparkle. And this was the S in Sparkle from Heartstring Samplery. And that was Halfway Happy. And this is from the TV series. Yep. Stranger Things. There we go.
I didn't watch it, so
I know. I watched all of them. She didn't want to watch them. I watched them all. So that's what it is. I don't have a perfect. This is a new start. And I got a single tree on the above world there. And that's where I got to. And I don't know. I don't have my note on this one. But it is a 32 count even weave. And I'm not sure where it is. That's not a fat quarter, so I believe I got this in a black needle Society box because it's not a full.
Is that one of the Mystic fabrics?
It might be, but I don't have a thing on it.
Right here, babe.
Oh, look at that. It is Mystic Fabrics 32 count Lugana, like I said. And it's the Reflections. Or Reflection. No S. Singular. Mystic Fabric. Look at that right there. Mystic Fabrics. So yeah, that came in a Black Needle Society box. All right, your go.
Okay. Next thing I worked on is Hoop. There it is.
Hoop. There it is.
Yep. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looked like before. And here's where it looks like now. I have 2 corners done. Well, 2 corners. I got to 2 corners. I don't know if they're all done, but... So... That one I'm pretty excited about. I'm glad I got... That looks good.
And
that
that's
looks
on
good.
lipstick, right?
Yeah, it's on lipstick by Fiber on a Whim. It's... It was in the Black Needle Society box. This one is my next one. This is a new start. I actually had this started and I haven't worked on it since the last Flosstube, but I had hit it somewhere. So this is by the Black Needle Society. It is called Bring Me Her Heart. And it is on 32 count linen by Vintage Country Mocha, and it is using all the called for threads. They are a Weeks Dye Works, if you cared. Anyway, so that's those.
I like that one.
Yeah. The way they did it in a circle, so they finished it in a circle. So I'm gonna try to figure out if I can finish it in a circle. I wasn't able to watch the finishing tutorial that they did. I might contact Laura or Katie, see if they have a recording of that or something that I can watch.
Yeah, sure. I think they do, probably, maybe.
Yeah, I think they do. I just I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you go.
If anything, they'll point you in the right direction. So
Right.
Okay. Next up for the P and Sparkle. Sparkle. I did Patriotic Quaker by Primrose Cottage. And that's what it will look like. I'll probably finish it if I do finish it in a pillow like that. Here's where it was before. And here's where I got to. So,
is that edge to edge?
That is edge to edge over there. That's
holy wow. Okay.
Yeah, the full width of it is in the Q snap. It's on 40 count, 1/2. On I don't remember what linen it is. I don't have my note. I already threw it on the ground. So, but yeah, it is 40 count linen, 1/2. And I got just over 300 stitches in, which I believe I finished off this Quaker here. You can't quite see the white, but there's some white in there. And then I did this motif here and that little guy there, I believe. So, yeah. Once I get going on this, I love it, but it's hard to get started for some reason. I don't know why. All right, up to you.
I have to find my card. All right, my next one is Lady Liberty. Oops, I gotta put my card right side by Blackbird Designs. This was a new start in 2022. I am going to try to finish this one this year. And here's where it was before. And here's where it is now. I did some more in that flag. That flag is never ending, but it will be soon. I think I only have I think just two more lines of that flag. And then the rest of the letters over here, and some more doodads and doodids. And then I will try to figure out how to make that into a drum. And or send it to somebody. Actually figure out who to send it to and then send it to somebody. Right.
Okay, now.
Want me to go?
No,
go.
I'm good.
Okay.
How many do you have left?
I don't know.
All right.
A few.
Now we're on to cruise ship stitching. So, first thing I did, I don't know, it was like the second day on the cruise, I believe. Yeah. And we went down to one of the lower decks and found a window seat and...
that had a power strip and...
Yeah, it had a little USB plugs on the table, so... But yeah, we kicked back and stitched for a couple hours.
And people would walk by and say, "Oh, I remember doing that. Oh, can we see what you're doing?" And
and I don't have.
It was kind of fun to show off.
Yeah, people always stopping by, especially the crowd that we were with. So yeah. it was fun. Actually, a lady stopped by and she was hardcore, and she pretty much just did Shadowlands.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, don't you have a mill? Her husband was
the drummer,
a musician on the boat, a drummer.
I think so.
Okay, I didn't hear that part, but yeah, part of the band, one of the band members on the boat, and she's like, well, all my stuff's it's on scroll frames and stuff, and
yeah, she didn't want to bring that.
Didn't want to bring it. I'm like, well, don't you have a mill hill or something small to work on? She's like, no. I'm like, all right, well.
And we're like, oh.
I'm kind of going, rookie, you're a rookie. Even though she's doing Shadowlands. But,
you got to have something to travel with.
Yeah. But friendly lady, she's from Canada. So.
Granted, she only had 3 days before.
Yeah, she only had like a couple days before to pack.
Before to pack. So, but, I mean, anyway. I guess we'll give her that.
True, but, speaking of travel, I always got a mill hill. And what I brought was Ghost Town. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Ghost Town. I don't have a picture to show you.
Which we'll have to get one.
Which I'll have to get one. It's up on my desk upstairs, but I have not scanned it in so I can put it on the screen. But here's where it was before. And here's where it is now. And I got quite a bit in. I sat, like I said, downstairs and put a couple hundred stitches on. And then one day I'm on our balcony in our stateroom and just kicked back on the balcony with the cocktail and relaxed and put some stitches in. So.
Yep.
That one.
And then my next one is the 2004 Prairie Schooler Santa. It's this one. Here, I'll use that finger instead. This is just on the plain papery one. And I told you I was going to start it, and I did. Look at that.
Hey.
The only thing I did, because this is 16 count Aida, called Water Lily. And because it's kind of a creamy, I changed the beard and the eyebrow color. I think that was so funny that that's the eyebrow. Anyway, you'll see it later when it's more colorful. I did the I changed that to white instead of ecru because I think the ecru would have
that would have blended in pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good call.
So I started that one.
You didn't start that on the ship, though.
No, I started that one before we left.
Okay.
I did start one on the ship for a
a ship.
A travel.
Oh, a travel start.
A travel start.
I'm gonna go a ship start.
No.
I still got 2 here, so.
Well, I'm gonna do one more. My next one is Welcome to Hogwarts. Here's where it was before. And here's where it is now.
Oh, by Country Magic.
It's by Country Magic Stitch. I did a bunch of the turrets, and I think I finished some of the blue sky. Got a lot more to go. And then I also outlined this side of the blue sky. And then, so this one will get done. This one I do take traveling. I was doing this on the ship. I was doing that one, the Welcome Campers, and the next one that I will show after Kevin's.
Cool. And before I forget, everything that we show in the description box will show the pattern, the designer, and what fabric we're stitching on.
Yeah, because most of the time I don't say it.
Yeah,
I forget.
We forget, but it's always 100% down in the description box every time.
Except on our
except for our whip parades, we run out of room. So
anyway,
so next on the ship. Sitting on the balcony, I pulled out Visit the Shire. And why I brought this is on 18 count Aida. And I can see the holes, just like the mill hill. So something I can stitch on without magnification. But anyway, here's where it was before. And I did all the ninja stitching on this while I was out there. I'm like, why not?
Have the time.
Kicking back, doing nothing. I'm going to do all the ninja stitches. And here's where I'm at. And this is all this shrubbery. I did all that there. So I figured, why not? I got the time. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting in a lounge chair on the deck with the cocktail, and the sun was out, watching the birds, watching the waves, and that's where I got to. All you.
Okay. My next one is 5 o'clock. I got this in a Black Needle Society box. I don't know which one, but it's out now. You can buy it anyway. This is by Ink Circles, and I actually started it in a correct spot because I could get to it. And there's where I got to. There's a not finished lemon, a cocktail stir, I think the top of a margarita.
I was gonna say
maybe?
Martini glass.
Yeah, it's a martini. It's a martini glass. It will be a martini glass, but anyway, and I think that's an orange swirl.
Ooh.
Right. Seems like it.
Orange peel, yeah.
Orange
maybe.
peel. Mm-hmm. All right. That's all for my stitching.
Okay. I got one last one that I was working on today. And sparkle. This came into the sparkle somehow. Sparkle. Anyway. Oh, there was a theme. Yeah, I think that's part of the theme. Anyway, I worked on Winter Night Watcher by Fine Frog Stitching. And here's where it was before. And this is on 32 count charcoal Lugana. And there's where I got, and sorry for the hanging thread. Like I said, I was just working on it and got off the couch and decided to record. So there's where it's at. It's not very big, so it's actually only 44 by 66. So it's not that big of a chart. I mean, a little hard with the darker fabric, but whatever. And I would have more, but before the cruise, I wanted to have a few things to hand out to my mom and some of the ladies from the other couples that we went on the cruise with, which was my parents' friends. So I was doing some beading, which I told you, I think in the beginning of the year that I was going to do some beading. And anyway, here's what I did. It's a cruise ship. It is what they call peyote beading. And this was a pin wrap for the G2 pilot pins. So once it got to totally completed, you would put it on the pin and then zip it up so it would be a full wrap around the pin. And that's what it turned out to be. So I got all three of those done just in time. So I didn't get a lot of stitching in just before the cruise because I was kind of stressing to get those done. And luckily I did. I was still one short, so I owe one of the ladies a pin, but I miscalculated how many people was going in the group. And
yeah, he thought there was only 4 couples.
I thought there was only 8 of it,
including us.
Yeah, 8 of us in total going, and there was actually 10 of us in total going. So, but yeah, that's where it's at, or that's what I did.
And before we left, because we actually got back yesterday, so it's been kind of new home. So we haven't done much since we got home.
We still got sea legs, so
yeah. we're sitting on the couch, still rocking with the boat.
Yep.
Anyway, I did an FFO, so I did
Hey,
Collector.
look at that.
And it is everything came with the board came. It was a kit.
Mm-hmm.
The board came with it. The fabric came with it. Did the fabric come with it?
Yeah.
I think the fabric came with it, but the floss did not. I don't know why. I would have thought the floss would, but the fabric wouldn't. But anyway, I think the fabric came with it. Anyway, here it is finished. It is
An FFO
on the board. I know, an FFO. I don't know where I'm going to put it because we have nowhere to put it. Maybe up there somewhere. I don't know. We have no wall space.
You put it in the office area over there.
Hiding where nobody sees it? Yeah.
No. I'm saying. I'm trying to think.
I'm kidding. Yeah, so I don't know where it's gonna go, but I finished it. Yay!
Yep. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Cool. Make sure I don't have anything hiding here. Nope. Oh, there goes my floss. That's gonna be it for our stitching. So let's talk about our cruise.
Okay. We went on a cruise.
Went on a cruise to Mexico. It was a 7-day cruise. Started in San Diego, California.
So we had to fly down there.
So we flew from San Francisco to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And
stayed the night in a
iffy hotel.
Everybody else had their rooms where they were okay with them. Our room
No,
was not okay.
that's okay.
It's fine.
It was a weird start, but anyway. Um,
Oh, we forgot to say on the so the train that goes around the area.
BART,
It's
Bay
called
Area Rapid Transit.
BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, which was what I was going to say. Anyway, on there we saw a person. He says it's a boy. I say it was a girl, but it doesn't matter. So we saw a person reading a book, which I've never heard of, and I'm kind of interested in it. But the book is called How to Speak Whale, and we were thinking that was pretty funny. Okay, stop being such a jerko.
I'm not going to steal your story. You already said it was your story, so I was just letting you tell it. I'm letting you know to do your own story.
Anyway, watch Finding Nemo.
Nemo.
All right, now my story's done.
We had a hoot on the way into the airport.
Yeah.
Or a whale of a time. Anyway, we got on. Yeah. San Diego to Puerto Vallarta, which was 2.5 days on the water, which I fully enjoyed.
Yes.
I don't need any ports. Just get me on the boat and let's it sail. So, at the Puerto Vallarta, did an excursion there, which was meh. It was so until we got to the tequila tasting, and that was the best part of the whole excursion.
Well, the first part was kind of like, hey, let me show you all the shops where you can spend your money.
Yeah, it was all his buddies. So, first of all, it was stopped by the cathedral, which was really good. I'll put some pictures here, which was interesting. But growing up in California, we have the missions here, so I was expecting something like a mission that is super old and the architecture is really cool.
And there's more than just the
room. Yeah, the chapel, but this was just kind of the chapel itself. But I mean, it was pretty. And then we got back on the bus and we went to his buddy's place that had all these little shops. Nothing spectacular there. There was a jewelry store. I guess we can go into that now.
Well, yeah, he found a ring that he liked.
Found a ring I liked. It was $1,000. I'm like,
he said that he'd give it to us for only $700.
Yeah, and I'm like, no.
No.
So we packed up on the bus, then went to a tequila place.
They're both there.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, I know. I can't. I'm trying to think of the tequila place. Sorry. Dona Ingracia. Dona Ingracia.
Why are you showing the back?
Well, we can do the front too. Dona. It's the same on the front as it is on the back. Dona Ingracia.
I mean, it is the same on the front, but the back shows other things.
That was pretty fun. I mean, got to learn about tequila making.
I got to taste a part of the cactus that they roast it, and so then you can taste it, and it had like a honey taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, plus a bunch of fiber. Ugh.
Yeah, it was very. I mean, that is the fibery part. But,
yeah.
So yeah, we got to learn all about the blue agave and how they harvest it and how they ferment it and all that kind of stuff.
That was really neat.
Got to see a cocoa tree,
Yes.
which was kind of cool. They're all. I mean, we in a group we couldn't really see the cocoa pod or bean. I would call it a pod, but we're like because we're kind of in the back, and then finally everybody took off, so we walked up to the tree, and then we're like looking around. And I'm thinking of like a green bean type looking thing, and all of a sudden there's this huge pear looking type
Yeah.
pod. I'm like, whoa, hey. Actually, she found it. I didn't find it.
Well, I know what they look like.
So that was kind of fun. Well, I harvest them in video games. Just never seen one in real life. Yeah, then we had lots of tequila.
Yeah, so they went through all the different tequilas that they make, and they give you probably about a shot, an ounce or so of each one, and it was like the normal three, like the Blanco, the Respirado, and then like I don't remember what the last one was called. I think it was like the Presidente, or what he called it was the family
reserve.
The reserve, yeah. And then they kept going with all the flavored ones, which we bought one of those too. Yep.
So we got what is it? The mango?
Mango.
Mango. A mango vodka.
Mango.
And they also had a bit of a pear? Peach and mango.
Peach, coffee. I want to say there was another one too. I can't remember.
No, I think it was just the 3 flavors.
Anyway, they gave us a shot of each of those. So what we can remember, there's 6, and that's a lot.
What we can remember, yeah.
I know. Well, I only had like a little sip of it, and then gave him the rest, and so he had all of his plus most of mine. So
much appreciated too.
He was very happy.
That was a whole tactic. They would get you in, give you like 6 shots back to back to back to back, and then go buy everything.
Yes, go have try this. Go look at all these things that we have. So we did.
So yeah, 2 bottles of tequila later.
Oh, and I bought a thing of chocolate.
Oh, and a thing of chocolate. I got some sea salts. One is habanero flavored sea salt, and the other one was
chipotle.
A little smoky, yeah. Anyway, chipotle, a little smoky. So I don't know. I'm always open for spices. So, and they were only like $6 a piece. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then while we were there, I don't know.
Found something.
We found. Well, I was feeling left out. Let's put it that way. So everybody in the group went except for my parents, which was sad. So my parents were on this cruise with us. They thought they signed up for this excursion, but it didn't go through. So everybody but my parents got to go on this excursion. And one of the reasons why we went on this excursion was our friend Alan bought a ring at this place 4 or 5 years previously, but lost his ring in the ocean when he was swimming. So he wanted to get a replacement, which I didn't know until we got there, or on the bus ride there. And so anyway, he picked up a ring, and then my parents' friend's Bill, he picked up a ring, and then their other friend Dave, he picked up a ring, and his wife got one, and Bill's wife got one, and Alan's wife already had one, so she didn't get one. So I'm like, well, I'm the only person that hasn't got a ring, so I figured my middle finger needed a little bling bling. I ended up getting
ooh, that looks really good.
A ring here too, and that is, I think it's fire opal is what it's called. So, and I got it for my middle finger, and Yeah, in this, I mean, you can kind of see it in the thing.
So,
There's some green in there, but in the sunlight, it's super green. But inside, it's got that fiery red color. And then,
no, we're not there yet.
oh,
Yeah, so it's got red and yellow and green and I don't know if there's a blue, but it just
no.
with different lights, it's got different
Yeah, it changes
colors
all the time.
Like when in the shade, it's like a red. In the sunlight, it's green, green, like emerald green, and then apparently in this light, you can see a lot of the different colors.
Yeah. There's a lot of different colors in there. So, we came back and then was dinner a few nights, or no, dinner that night. Went into
That was Prairie.
That was Prairie. Then we went to Mazatlan the next day,
and that's where I found.
And that's where she found her
My ring,
which is the same
colors. How did you do that?
Mine's huge compared to yours. So
mine is very tiny, which is what I wanted. But yeah, it's the same. It's the same fire opal.
Yep, same opal.
But mine is about 1/4 to like 1/5 the size of his.
This is a little big for me, but you know.
We're not going to wear them for every day. It's
no,
just going to be just
little bling.
Just for fun.
When I'm driving, that was it. I want a little bling when I flip somebody off driving around the Bay Area, because they'll cut me off or tailgate me or. No. Yeah, well. No. Anyway, universal language. So yeah, then we went to Mazatlan. Some shops there. We didn't do an excursion. We just kind of went to the shops right off the port. We saved an old lady.
Yes.
So Mazatlan, you kind of go into the harbor there, which is not meant for tourists or anything. It's more the shipyard.
So they take you by a tram.
Yeah, all the cargo goes there. All the cars are there. There's like lots of steel all built up. So it's not meant for citizens or anybody. So they put you on a little tram and then escort you out of the I don't know, what do they call that?
Shipyard, yeah.
Shipyard, cargo.
Was that Mazatlan or was
that was Mazatlan?
Or was that Cabo?
Cabo, we took the tender in.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So, anyway, we got on a little trolley like you would have at like a fair or whatever, right? It's got a little tractor in front.
Universal Studios has one.
Yeah, you got a tractor in front, and you got the little seating
in the back,
chariots in the back, and we got all the way in the back.
And there was a lady
thing, yeah, and. Good.
There was a lady in a wheelchair. And
scooter, not a wheelchair, but a scooter, electric scooter.
Yeah, and she forgot to put it in park or something. I don't even know. Or her hand slipped because we went around the bend really fast. I don't even know what happened. But anyway, she was heading off the cart, off the tram.
Yeah, so the tram did a U-turn to head out and was booking it pretty good
around the corner, like we flipped.
So her little scooter started going and was going straight off the tram.
Yeah, so
we're the last two. We're sitting on the edge. We're the last two. So we
put our
so hands. I already got. There's my bruise here from. That was the knob of her.
Good job, babe.
Knob of her scooter. And then I already had this kind of healed here. You can't see it now, but I had all right here. Erica's got bruises up and down her legs from putting her legs out to try to stop the little scooter.
She clipped one ankle and it was fine.
And
we saved her.
And then
we saved her life.
She went. Thank God those things have wheelie bars in the back, because she went up and hit the back. Her wheelie bars held her up.
We stopped. Yeah. Anyway,
ran over her husband's foot.
But he said he's used to it.
But yeah, they were teasing him that not to use Mexican ice on his foot because he might lose a toe. Because they always say don't drink the water in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So they said, well, don't use the ice on your swollen toe. You might lose your toe, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So a little bit of humor out of that whole ordeal. The old lady was kind of funny. She's all, wee! I'm like, whoa, wow.
I mean, afterwards. I don't think at the time she was saying we.
But I don't know if I would have been laughing about it even afterwards. I would have been.
It's either laugh or cry.
Yeah, true. She took it with a grain of salt. So, yeah, that's where she got her ring. We just went to a couple shops there. I would like to explore that next time we go there. Puerto Vallarta, I thought, at least where we went, I did not appreciate too much of the area that we went through. Now, my parents had a different experience. They got to a private tour. Somehow they lucked out better than we did.
I know.
On their tour.
They got to see the Beverly Hills of Puerto Vallarta, and they got to see an iguana.
Yeah, and they went to downtown City Hall, I think it was. Yeah, they got to do a lot more than we did for way cheaper than what we paid.
Yeah, they did it about half as much as we did.
So I was kind of jealous on their excursion there. But anyway.
Yeah, so we were all sad that they were missing what we did, and then they had more fun.
Yeah. So then we were all jealous on what they did. So yeah, that was Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan. Then we went to Cabo. Was the last stop. And woke up, or I saw the night before or the morning of that we had to take a tender in. I'm like, okay, we got to take a tender in. And then it said, you got to get your ticket. I'm like, okay, I didn't get a ticket.
Maybe we won't be able to go.
Maybe we won't be able to get, am I too late to get a ticket? So we had breakfast and we went straight down to see about getting these tender tickets. And the guy handed us cards like, yeah, it's leaving in 5 minutes. And she didn't have her purse.
We weren't ready.
We weren't even close to ready. We just got done eating lunch. Everything's still up in the hotel or in the stateroom.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out whether we could get one. Yeah. And then he's like, okay.
Yeah, out of here in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so
she ran up to grab her purse and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I hope she gets back in time. And they called our number. And I'm like, slowly go. I'm like the last guy.
We were not last, by the way, but yeah.
There was like 2 people behind us. I mean, we were pretty much the last people. And ended up finally finding her, and then we go down, and yeah, we got to take the lifeboats. And
yeah, they actually used the lifeboats.
So we get in the lifeboats. I'm like, hey, wow, the lifeboats actually work. That's a good thing, right?
glad they're trying them out.
And so yeah, we head into the port there on the lifeboat, and people are going, oh, there's whales, there's whales, right? And I'm like, we can't see anything. So I speak up going, Captain, there be whales. Nobody laughed but her, of course. So yeah, that was our trip there. And didn't really appreciate that one.
Where we were in Cabo, there was a lot of, and
it's just Cabo. It's not where we were. That's the port. So,
well, maybe if we got off the edge.
Beaten path, yeah.
Yeah, but that was. I understand that tourism is their
that's their moneymaker
and their way of life and how they live, which is. But it was just so...
Yeah. You couldn't take 10 steps without getting hounded to do a boat ride or something. So it kind of...
It made it not as much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And all we wanted to do was walk around the harbor and because it's a big harbor. So, but yeah, it's like every 5-10 seconds, you're like, no. So, but I mean, that's like I said, that's how they make their money. I get it. But the other two ports weren't even close to being that bad, really. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I'll put up some more pictures here. Oh, let's say
Maybe
something.
the other ports didn't have as much on the
Population.
ocean to be able
Well,
to
everybody
go see.
seems like they want to go to Cabo, so
Yeah.
that seems to be one of the major destinations.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'll put up a bunch of pictures here that I took. I didn't take a lot of pictures. I don't think between the two
I
of
don't
us.
think I have many pictures at all.
You'll see a lot of sunrises and coming into port, and then also leaving port because I like those kind of pictures. So
They were interesting.
yeah. So there's a few of them in there that I really like with the lights in the background. The lights of the city in the background. But yeah, all in all, super good trip. Very relaxing. Got a lot of stitching done on, like I said, on the balcony. Consumed way too many cocktails. Ate way too much food. But on the other hand, we walked a ton.
Yes.
We were averaging over probably 12,000 steps a day just on the boat alone.
And I did the boat's 5K.
She did the 5K on the boat, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, can't wait for our next cruise.
Yes.
So, I was already talking to my neighbors next to us. We were talking about maybe doing an Alaska cruise here pretty soon. So we might be going out of San Francisco doing an Alaska cruise.
Yeah, going out of San Francisco would be so much nicer than flying or driving somewhere.
Yep. So, anyway, I think that's a wrap.
Nope.
Oh, no.
And
Sorry.
then we found out that the cruise line was going to San Francisco right after San Diego. It's like if we'd known, maybe we could have stayed on for a couple more days and.
Yeah, it was going from San Diego to. It was in transition to go to the northern Alaskan and Canada stuff. So they're going from the southern back up to Northern California. So San Francisco was
their next stop.
Their next stop. It's like,
oh well.
Yeah, they'll be in port tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because today's Sunday the 30th. They're expected to go in on Monday the 31st, and I have tomorrow off, so it totally would have worked out.
I don't. I mean, I could have gotten it off, but
Man.
Anyway, oh well.
Oh well.
So yeah, there we go. That was it.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and
thanks for listening to us.
Listening to our waffling about our trip there. So as you can tell, we were pretty excited about it and enjoyed every minute of it. So even with the wheelchair derby and the traffic jams in the elevators,
and just walking anywhere, it was fine. We got to walk slow.
Yep, we took our time.
Yes.
So, all right, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.